program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Happy New Year, everybody!
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, happy Sunday! Look at who's with us as we start the new year.
I know it. Marcus, and Kelly, and inside
It's the old crew. We're back together.
Yeah, and we're enjoying ourselves in the igloo out here.
It's nice.
Kelly, you said that you had the pleasure of dining in one of these elsewhere, right?
Elsewhere, not as classy as this one.
No.
Thank you.
Look at that, Mark.
You know what my statement is. We always like to fly where the air is clean.
Amen. Amen. All right,
And not
guys.
everybody can fly that high.
2024, it's in the rearview mirror
Right.
now, right?
Somebody thought that I said.
Right.
I have to ask, Kelly, I'm going to start with you ladies first, okay, Marcus? I know you got a lot to say.
No.
When you look back on 2024, highs and lows, my girlfriends and I, we do this all the time. What's the high? What's the low?
High is getting some of my health back, losing a little weight, so
You're looking so
excited about
good.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, low, I don't know. The market was down a little bit. We still outpaced the market, so that was good. But you know, it's more fun when real estate's fast.
Like booming.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's all right. All right, all right.
Well, I mean, I think everybody that has ever followed me knows what the low point of 2024 was. It was very much a sad situation when we had the loss of the Realty Tower back on May 28th. And we were actually just done finishing shooting my show, your show, my show with Inside Your Show.
Yeah.
And I was inside, you had left. Ronnie was outside wandering around, and all of a sudden we heard this amazing, incredibly loud explosion, and then the tragedy happened. And so that was, just a tragedy for downtown Youngstown. Everything about it was. And then, we made through prayer and talking with my wife, we made the conscious decision and talking with you to rebrand and become the phoenix coming out of the flames of the fire. And so far, it's been fantastic.
I parked on the street,
Yes.
not far from the building.
Good.
Isn't this great?
Streets are open. Things are looking
Streets
up.
are open. You have to give credit when it's finally due. The streets are open. They look great. In retrospect, I wish we would have used this little thing upstairs when we did that Smart 2 Roads project first.
Yeah, a little bit of conscientious thought about our business owners would have been nice, but in hindsight, we have to be thankful for what is in front of
Yes.
us. And Mark, it's been a great season. Kelly,
great season.
We wouldn't have this show without you guys, and without
thank you.
Steel Light, and without
true.
our supporters. So we want to say that as we head into a new year with new people that are going to be a part of this show, which we love to have.
Oh, great.
And Mike, you're high and low. Can I ask?
You should go because I don't know.
Well, my high is Jack.
Well, yeah.
You know, I had the beautiful baby boy this year, and he's just been the best. And the low has been honestly dealing with all of the opinions about what it is that we did with this restaurant from our marketing side of our business. That was a very emotional and a very hard thing.
Very emotional decision to put something the rest that had been part of your
Right.
life for 7
I
years.
think that was the low for me.
and
People
survive
coming.
something like COVID. And just survive something like the Roads
It
project.
was just, it felt like the punches kept coming, and I was not good
You gotta
at.
be like Sylvester Stallone. It's not how you take the punch. It's how you get up and move forward.
And that's the truth.
We did it.
Took that punch. We move forward and look at where we're at now.
Yeah, we are, Mike. All right.
All right. We got to get to our first story.
I know. We'll save your high and low for the
Thank
end
you.
of the show.
All right. It's your pick.
It's your pick.
My God.
Your favorite.
Your number one pick.
I'm friends with his father, but this is a great young man, Zach Simon.
Yeah.
He's really doing a great job. He's printing these 3D things, which is the latest craze, these 3D printed.
Yeah.
And, I didn't buy it off of him. I wish I would have bought it off him before, but my Vito Corleone on The Godfather is actually printed in 3D.
Go
and I had
figure.
it painted. But Zach does these little unique creatures, and he gave me one for my wife, and I put it on her keychain. It was the first thing she noticed when she walked out. It was a little Halloween 3D printed
Right.
thing, and it was awesome. So Zach, kudos to you, man. I hope your business takes off in 2025, and keep up the great work, man. We need young, innovative minds like that in the Valley.
This one's for
We
you.
really do.
I'll take a quick little video of it for people to look at them and kind of get a gist of where it's at in the town. And then they could go out and it's like a scavenger hunt. First to find gets to keep.
This is the man with the hand, the guy behind the camera doing these area scavenger hunts, Zach Simon. a Poland grad that's gone into his passion these days, 3D printing.
3D printing kind of seemed very sci-fi and futuristic. It reminded me a lot of Star Trek and Star Wars, so that always kind of drew my mind to it. The idea of creating something from almost nothing is very interesting.
Interesting enough to start his own company. It's called Locally Printed with a 3D instead of an ED on the end.
I didn't have the opportunity to go through school for 3D printing because they didn't have the proper curriculum set up for it. So I lucked out with a internship, and then that led to a 3D printing job, and that's kind of how I lucked out.
So now he has a business and this little side hobby where he hides some of the things he makes and people go and find them.
My very first one was actually the clock tower. So the clock tower downtown was one of my first ones. I made little miniature versions of it and hid it around, and everyone found it, and it was pretty cool. So that kind of gave me the inspiration and fire to kind of keep going and doing more.
If you've ever seen it on Instagram, you know Zach is insanely popular, and the YSU Penguin is his most famous item.
So Bob Barco Jr. originally painted the penguins for an art project, and it became a staple of the community. So I decided to make little miniature versions for people's pockets, and that really turned out to be a really good idea. People really latched onto it, and I'm happy with how it's turning out so far.
He puts them on the fire hydrants at the school, or the mini ones go just about anywhere.
I'll take about 5 and I'll hide them around town. I'll take a quick little video of it for people to look at them and kind of get a gist of where it's at in the town. And then they could go out and it's like a scavenger hunt for Stefan gets to keep.
Are you shocked that people come find them? At least at first, were you?
I really am shocked.
And we were too. So we thought, why not? Let's have Zach hide one here outside the Cavelli Center and see what happens. So there's the penguin, no one around, but sure enough, just 10 minutes later, we had a visitor. Gonna be a great year. So you finally got one.
I did. We've been going around trying to find the little penguins, and there's been times where I see somebody grabbing the penguin as I'm on my way, so I was really happy we got to find ours today.
Why did you want one so bad?
You always see the little fire hydrants around campus and around Youngstown, and they're just cute little collectibles.
It's a breath of fresh air seeing a lot of people from the community come out and see everyone looking, and you know, the excitement in people's faces when they find it.
So keep an eye out for Zach, or better yet, follow him on Instagram and find out his next move. He's been doing a lot of keychains for local companies that are his clients. And of course, some seasonal items as well.
I'll be doing it all year round. There's, there's no stopping. If you want something fun to do during the winter, this will be available. And if you want to do it during the summer, it'll be available during then too.
It's so cool. And again, the fact that girl showed up like in the middle of what you were doing. Right. I love it when stuff like that happens. I love
serendipity. I love serendipitous like moments. Like you're shocked, you're awed, you're like, oh, that's great.
It is. It's one of those, and that's why we love it. So we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
And then we're gonna talk about
Breaks are good.
2025 out here, and then also at Oaxaca. Is that okay with everybody?
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Be right back. Your eyes are two of the most important parts of your body, so it's best to take care of them. Optical Solutions in the Austintown Plaza offers comprehensive eye exams, medical eye care, LASIK and cataract evaluation, and more. Contact lenses in all types, plus eyewear from budget to designer frames. Optical Solutions is your complete eye care destination. Covered by most insurance carriers, contact Optical Solutions today to make your appointment. 330-797-8780.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Youngstown, the agent I trust is Kelly Warren. Kelly can give you a guarantee to sell your home, instant offer, and the best marketing strategies in the Mahoning Valley. Get the option that's right for you. Go to kellysolda.com.
We're back, Valley Spotlight, our best of edition, number 2.
Right, our favorites of the year.
Staff favorites.
My favorite show of the year.
2024.
Right.
And we have to say, we're not going to necessarily go through a favorite recipe right now just because this show is so jam-packed with such good stuff that we love looking back on. But Mark, it's been a tremendous year of recipes in Pesto's Test Kitchen.
A lot of recipes.
Everybody asks, everybody wants to know, how do you come up with it? What makes you do what you do? And when can people all buy tickets so that way they can all sample what it is that we all get to eat all the
Well,
time?
that's a lot.
Good idea.
First, how I do what I do. I honestly feel that I was given a gift, and I'm not trying to push my faith on anybody.
No,
but
you're a little bit
it's like I'm a receiver.
You're like a
and
Rain
the
Man.
thing that they just come into my mind. I don't know how it happens. I see something and I say, I can do this with that, and it's like Rain Man.
It is.
Like a computation together. I don't even have to taste the food after I make the recipe. I know exactly what it's going to taste
We
like
get
in
to
my
taste
mind. And I am no Michelangelo of food or anything like that, but Michelangelo used to see, before he sculpted something, he used to see a block of marble, and he said he used to just cut away the bad meat because the sculpture was already in there. He was just releasing
I
it.
have to say you are, because I tried to make your ricotta at home and not.
No go?
No go.
How'd the family react to that?
We have nothing. We have to come back and eat ours again. It's just
ask for it again.
It is really literally a gift. I'm a sponge to knowledge. I research food all the time on multi-platforms, and
Yeah,
I
he
just
does.
take it all in. My brain's like a supercomputer with that, and I'm just able to my biggest gift is being able to replicate something I've had in another country.
Yep.
And I can replicate it without knowing what the ingredients were.
Speaking of the other country and the other restaurant, Oaxaca Taco is taking a bit of a pause.
Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a pause. I mean, sadly, a little bit of what happened in Youngstown is going on with the Divergent program in
You guys have heard about the
Ohio.
Diverging Diamond,
With our
right?
bridge, the Divergent Diamond. So we're going to hold operations until late April. We're going to retool a little bit. We're going to bring back a bigger, more exciting version of Oaxaca Taco.
Right. We're gonna have some lettuce on there. We're gonna have some ground beef.
Well, we're gonna make it a little bit more gringo friendly, and I'm gonna put my chef's flair to a few things, along with with my love of authentic cocina mexicano.
Sound good, guys?
Sounds good to me.
Sound good?
All right. Let's go to our next thing, a Steel Light story.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of, it was a high, of going to be able to be with our chef friends and our restaurant friends in Chicago. And this was like the highlight of seeing all of these people from Youngstown in the big city and their reaction to everything that
Oh,
Steel
sure.
Light represents for us. So this one's for you guys.
Like right now, and you've seen, there's stuff everywhere. There's tow motors everywhere, and just stuff everywhere. But tomorrow morning when you walk in and they lay the blue carpets down and everything is fresh and pristine and sparkly, that's when it comes to life.
It's basically a pop-up Steel Light showroom showcasing every brand under the Steel Light sun.
When we look to hire people and I say, one of the things you need to do is you're going to come to Chicago every year, and I say, look around at our showroom. Imagine moving all that product to a show for 4 days, setting it up, and then breaking it down. You can't imagine what it takes. And that's why the people that you have are so important, and our team is amazing. Our tabletop crew.
The space commands attention from people all over the world, including a special group from Youngstown, Ohio.
It's just an honor to be here in this space. It's incredible. I cannot believe the size of this space, how beautiful it is.
This past year, Steel Light officially moved their corporate offices and global headquarters to downtown Youngstown, Ohio. The last time Youngstown received news of this magnitude was almost 70 years ago. 70 years. That tells you what this move means to a city like Youngstown.
We should be proud, we should be happy, especially we're there in Youngstown, downtown, unbelievable. We just had a new grand opening and we were there and, unbelievable. After we made a couple dishes, it was great. And we were super lucky having a Steel Light in downtown Youngstown. Wow.
Youngstown is a special, beautiful small town. that we have no idea how much is going on until you step out from your box. And just like today, we're here in Chicago, and Steel Light is getting so much bigger and better in any different ways. So when you come and see it, I always get so excited.
Well, it feels like we are a big part of the community. And I think that, you know, when we moved our showroom to Youngstown 8 years ago, and when we moved our global headquarters, first global headquarters to move to Youngstown, Ohio in 75 years, when we moved there, it was a testament to our belief in the town and the community.
In the midst of the magic of the National Restaurant Show in Chicago, Illinois.
When I come here, I'm full of joy. I love it. I love the actual smell. I love the people. I love the smell. I love the food. Everything I look at, I love it. It's making me excited. It's making me joy. And making me like happy.
This group of Youngstown, Ohio restaurants finds themselves beaming with a bit of extra pride knowing that John Miles and the Steel Light team consider Youngstown home base.
It's very difficult because they're our friends, yet they're this global company and they're just a few miles down the road. So we're very fortunate. We're extremely fortunate, and we're very proud that we're part of this whole family of wonderful businesses from this wonderful area that's so underrated, but yet so remarkable.
The recently renovated Youngstown offices might be hundreds of miles away from the heart of the NRA show, but for Johnny Corey from Giarusa and Acquapazzo, being here means the world to him.
The relationship with John and staff goes back probably 15 years. And so from that day on, from the time that we've hung out and we met each other, it's been a remarkable relationship. The staff, it all starts with John Miles, and it all trickles down from there. You know, great people, great company, it just works. And what can I say? I'm proud, and I can't even believe they're in our own backyard, which is even more extraordinary.
Ottavio Musumeci, owner of Station Square Ristorante in Liberty, Ohio, has been a Steel Light friend and end user for decades.
Steel Light is my highlighting in life. First of all, because everything I got in my restaurant, all the china, all the silverware, glassware, they are from Steel Light. And especially the owner, John Miles, my great friend, good guy, he's the best. And the quality is superior. Everything is the best.
And Sadar Dede, owner of Cafe 422 in Boardman and in Warren, Ohio, brought his daughters to this year's show, hoping to pique their interest in the family business.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing how much, and my dad looks up to them so much and thinks so highly of them. He's always at restaurants turning over the plates or the glasses. His favorite thing is to look where they're from, and majority are from Steel Light, so it's so cool to see that. We were in Florida for spring break, and that was the first thing he did. We flipped over the plate. We're like, what are you doing? And he's like, Steel Light. Yeah. So it's always somewhere.
No matter what the future may hold, it appears to be crystal clear. Steel Light has its base firmly planted in Youngstown.
It's so exciting to be in Chicago at the National Restaurant Show, but really to be hosting all those local restaurants and hotels and customers that surround us in Youngstown, Ohio.
Good stuff, guys.
I know, so many familiar faces, so many friends. You know what?
It's like the band is back together.
No kidding. You know what they're not going to put on Steel Light plates, though?
Not yet.
Man, not yet.
Oh, the meal worms.
This was one
of my favorite stories because I just was like, what is a mealworm? And then it was exactly what I thought it was. And then these nice people had them in their houses. They were growing them.
They're so
in their
sweet.
house.
Basement or
both? Yeah. And you're going to see it right now.
Okay. Fun with mealworms at home.
Well, this is kind of fun. I saw this. I saw Janice at an event, and she said her business was called Mealworms Are Us. And I had to come talk to her and her husband David about this. So here we go. How long have you been in this business, Dave?
We started in May of 2020.
Okay.
And when we started, one of the reasons we started is my wife was an RN, and she had an accident on a motorcycle, and she broke her leg. So prior to that, she was just saying, hey, I'm starting to get bored. What do you think I should do? I said, let's start a new business. And at that time, I didn't know what we were going to do. But one night we were watching TV, and I saw on TV where this guy was raising mealworms, and 3 families were living off of raising mealworms.
Just the money from
Just
that
the money from that business. So it piqued my interest because I'm a business person.
Did you think he was crazy?
I did.
Okay.
He said, I think you should do this because I was
Oh, you should do it. Yes.
with my
Oh,
broken,
yeah.
because of my broken leg. I was
Uh-huh.
laid up for 6 weeks, couldn't walk, and I said to him, I'm never going to play with worms.
Right.
And now look at us.
Yeah.
This is what I do every day, and I love it.
Here we are. And so fast forward to now, and there are different, the mealworm goes in different stages.
Yes.
Right? It starts as a...
It starts as a baby, and then from the baby it turns into the larva, and once the larva it goes into like a cocoon stage, which is called the pupa. From the pupa it turns into a beetle, which is the darkling beetle, and then from there the beetles are what lays the eggs, and it starts the life cycle all over again.
What eats the mealworms?
So mealworms, you have birds, wild birds, you have fish, lake fish, not pet fish. Turtles, you got chickens, bluebirds is a good one. We have a lot of sellers of bluebirds.
This is the what stage?
So this is just growing from a baby stage. So you could see as I move them, this was pulled out in the sense being that we pulled these from the beetles in the beginning of December, and you could see the movement in the wheat bran. And then let me see if I could.
And they eat the wheat bran,
They
right?
eat the wheat bran and bed in it, yes, sir.
Okay.
And then you can see carrots. So we put carrots in there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Well, yeah.
And that's their source of moisture.
And so, Janice, what stage is this?
So this is the next stage. This is the small worms you can see here.
I touched it. But you can't even, I mean, it just feels like
They're
grains
silky.
of sand almost,
They're
right?
silky. And then you see this down here, looks like sand.
The powdery stuff.
That is their poop.
Uh-huh.
And we sell that.
Which
It's
is valuable
called-
too.
It is. We call it's called frass.
Okay.
And it's an all natural fertilizer.
All right. And then fast forward to this stage. What's this?
This is the stage.
This is the grown up, right?
This is the grown up, and this is what we sell.
We take the worms, we put them
The
in
big
here.
ones.
Either one.
Yeah.
Just watch, because it is dusty. That's the only.
That's okay.
And then we just go back and forth for this to sift down into our bucket.
Yeah, everything fell through.
Yeah.
At least a lot of it did.
And then in the
That one-
bucket, we have,
That
is that the frass?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay.
So upstairs we have, mostly what we put up there is the super worms, and we have the beetles.
Okay.
But Janice also has some working bins that she uses for mealworms, because we keep the temperature upstairs about 80 degrees, because the warmer it is, the more active they become, and the more active that they are, the more they'll procreate.
Okay. What are the big ones for the super?
Super worms. So super worms, you use them a lot for fishing. Some people use them for their different leopard geckos and
okay,
And our turtle.
and our turtle, yeah, our turtle,
And our
yep,
koi.
our
Okay.
koi, yep.
Yeah.
And then one last thing you guys are kind of in the works doing now are dog biscuits, right?
Yes, yes.
How fun is that?
Yeah. So we're trying to use as much of the mealworm as we can. You know, we're using the mealworm to sell. We're selling their poop, their byproduct, and then we're also turning around and using them to create flour, and using the flour to make dog biscuits. And it's a great source of protein.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
They're high in protein, high in fiber,
Uh-huh.
vitamins and minerals, amino acids, which help with growth.
Yep.
Raise your hand if you're eating a worm.
I actually just
Not counting tequila.
No,
Okay.
No, I've never even eaten a tequila one. But here, I actually did eat one that I cooked. I did not eat a live one.
Okay.
When we were doing the dog treats, I'm like, people were saying something about it on Facebook, so I said I'll try it. So I did.
And you've lived to talk.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right. Contact information in case people want to get a hold of you for the mealworms and then maybe down the road for the dog biscuits. Or the
So
frass.
you can contact us at Mealworms or Us on Facebook. And then also you could either text or call me at 724-734-9219. And my name is David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you.
Bon appetit.
Yeah.
We have such a legacy, created such a legacy here in the Valley, and we're very well respected by numerous manufacturers in the industry. We're a leader in our industry, and I want to continue that. We want to continue that, and we want to take it to the next level. Whatever that level may be, we're ready for it.
So let yourself go to Duca. Let yourself go to Duca. Heels is the low-cost living, anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knolls, and Boardman Plazas, Youngstown, and the Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and the Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
To Valley Spotlight, our favorites of 2024 as we head into 2025. Our favorites. Ron Flaviano will always be one of my favorite humans on planet Earth.
That's right.
I second that. Regardless of whatever he says behind the camera.
I think Ron's in a time warp from the 60s, though.
70s,
70s, yeah.
We're not sure.
Technicolor.
Yeah. And this is his favorite story, Dead Flowers. This is one of those stories that just screams Ron, and I know why it's his favorite.
I know it was over 30 years ago, but do you remember what the music scene was like back in 1992?
Oh my God, Becky.
I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Cause inside out is wiggin' whack.
Oh baby, I wanna get whipped up and take your picture. Take me to the place I love.
For three friends from Girard, Don DePiro, Chris Rakita, and Carl Rakita, in 1992, well, they were forming a band, the Dead Flowers.
Well, we actually formed in 1992 and went at it for almost 2 years. We took a 21-year break.
A 21-year break?
Well, whenever we broke up the first time on good terms, we just kind of went off and did other things. We were all in different bands over the years.
Different bands, working their day jobs, starting their families, and then?
He says, let's just get together and play maybe once a month, see how it goes. And little did we know it was going to take off to what it did.
He contacted us and we said, yeah, sure. Let's try this out again. And it's clicked ever since.
We all have strengths and weaknesses, and I kind of make up the set sheets and stuff like that, and Chris does a lot of the bookings, and Tyke's the engine that drives the whole thing. So, and we'll call audibles at the line of scrimmage, so to speak. If I see the next song is really slow and these people come out and they're dancing, it's like I'll just shout out, call an audible, and we'll go right into a faster song, a more popular one that keeps them kind of into it.
You meet a lot of people doing this. Some come around a lot, some don't. But basically, it's the same people who liked the music then, still liking it now, and we're able to maintain that audience due to the fact that the music that we cover is very, very good music, and it stood the test of time.
These days, the Dead Flowers book performances all over, from big to small.
We've also had the opportunity, we've played at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, which, that was a fabulous experience. We played for the Warren Amphitheater, opening for their series in the summer, and being treated like a rock star. We've been blessed with a lot of great opportunities.
And from classic rock to 90s grunge and even Broadway. The Dead Flowers aims to please. And their fans?
I think they want to have a good time. They want to make that night something special. And that's what I look to do, is to take their typical night out. Okay, here they are. Oh, look, there's a band. But maybe it can be better than that. Maybe we can, and we take requests. We ad-lib. We feed off of things that happen. We look for opportunities such as like birthdays or an anniversary that's going on. If I see some balloons at a table, I'm going to say, hey, what's going on? And then it just pulls them into the night.
So why do they do it?
We have a lot of fun. And we all get along. I hope I get along with the one guy because I'm married to him. And then with Donnie, he's just a good friend of ours, and we always have a lot of fun. We're all kind of on the same page, so I think that's why it works so well.
It just gets people to have a better night, and that's what it's all about, is having fun.
What's that sound? Everybody look what's going. Stop.
They're good.
That's why.
They're talented.
He likes them. All right, you guys know Fred, right?
Yes.
Your husband? Yeah, my husband.
I hope so.
Yeah, no kidding. He is on location with us all the time with all of these shoots, and he had wanted to do the Stone Age Gamer story in Salem for years, and we finally were able to do it this year. This is Fred's favorite.
If you're a video game fan, especially if you're a vintage video game fan, you've probably heard of Stone Age Gamer in Salem, Ohio. If you haven't, and you have a secret love for games you haven't been able to play in years, this story and this place is for you.
We definitely focus on the old school gaming. We're really more into the 80s era, 90s era, that kind of thing. So even in the store here, we focus heavily on carrying products for those type of platforms. The original Nintendo, the old Atari even, anything from the 80s or 90s we focus on.
Andy Harsh is a co-owner of the shop you see here, but it's the shop online that really gave this business its start, and it all started in a garage down the street.
I lived about 3 minutes down the street from this place, so we were like, well, let's check this out. This might work. We weren't really looking to open a store, but we needed a space to just do our online business. So we went ahead and checked this place out, and it was perfect. We got in here, and we actually didn't open for a little while. And then as people kept bugging us, you got to open this place up. They saw what we were doing in here. We finally opened up for a few years, and then COVID hit and we shut down. But a couple years after COVID, we opened back up, and just kind of doing day by day now.
Day by day and year to year, Stone Age Gamer leans into selling new technology that makes playing games from the past an incredible experience for everyone.
It's amazing. There's products that keep coming out that we're like, we never thought would have existed back in the day. They're making all these, Bluetooth controller adapters and things, making people's lives so much easier by bringing products out that make the old systems do things they never could have been capable back in the day. So it's cool to see some of the younger kids get into it too. And, you would think the simplicity of the old games, wouldn't hold their attention, but there's a lot of upgrades and different things that you can get into. And there's a lot of, ways to basically experience it differently than even you did back then, so it's cool.
Stone Age Gamer is also one of the only places in the US that can sell something called the EverDrive. It's a flash cartridge that can save thousands of games in one place, making them the place to play for generations to come.
The guy that makes a lot of them, funny enough, is from the Ukraine, and he's not, obviously with the war and everything, that kind of got a little shaky, but he wasn't real good at making them look good. So he had like this, PCB that you basically got, and you stuck in there and you played the games, but it wasn't pretty looking. So we would take it, we'd put it in a nice cartridge, and back then we would paint them, we would sticker them, we would make them look real nice. Nowadays we don't have to paint them because there's like molds for that, and you got all these different colors, but it just became more and more popular over the years. People like the convenience because you can basically download your whole collection and put it on one device, and then you got it all in one spot, so you don't have to have like hundreds of game cartridges or whatever. So they're very popular. They run on the original hardware, and people love them. Yeah.
And for Andy and the Stone Age Gamer gang, creating a special experience from start to finish is what makes them all winners in the end.
Like with the consoles and things, we do a lot of custom, builds on those. Like we'll customize out, put an HDMI port in there and certain things and different things, put a new shell in. We do all kinds of stuff like that by request. We have like a builder on our website. That's one thing that we specialize in that a lot of places don't do. We have all these different modifications and wireless controller upgrades, and you name it, we pretty much can build out an old console and, upgrade it for people. So that's a specialty of ours for sure.
Safety is our top priority at Barina's Automotive Center when we're taking care of your vehicle. We invest in the latest equipment to service the newest makes and models and keep our team's education up to date on the latest skills and techniques. At Barina's, we provide a free digital vehicle safety inspection so you can actually see what we see and understand our recommendations. Barina's Automotive Center on Robbins Avenue in Niles. Call 330-652-AUTO today and get your car back on the road safe and sound. here on Valley Spotlight with our favorite stories from 2024.
And there was a lot of them.
There were a lot.
We were going through the list. We couldn't believe how much stuff we did.
And now Kelly's going to pick one that hasn't even aired yet.
I know, but we taped it in 2024.
We did, so it counts.
So, and I got to do a big reveal for Mike. We got to walk into a room he hadn't seen yet.
Ooh, I
They're
love
like,
it.
wait till you see this bathroom.
Yeah.
I love it.
We had Ron taping in the shower. We had Teresa lounging in the tub. It was a whole
We like a team experience in the potty.
Right.
That's what we do really well.
Did they have a bidet?
They might have. They might have. You'll have to watch.
It's the best invention ever.
All right, we're off camera for this edition of Home Advantage, and then we're going to come into this bathroom you've really built it up.
I'm really excited because I feel like I'm like doing my realtor job. I'm going to like give you this tour.
Yeah,
like,
so
Mike has not turned the corner yet.
Right, and I feel like someone that's seeing the house for the first time, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
Which happens to you all the time. So go ahead.
Well, come on in, sir. Let me show you the primary bathroom.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And ahs,
Wow.
right? I
How
love
about
it.
this? Okay, so it has this awesome
Yeah.
double sink, and I think the secret to a good marriage is 2 sinks.
I agree.
Because girls are pigs. They'll say the guys are.
I was gonna say the other. Okay.
Yeah, but they're not. They really, with
fine.
all this stuff. Now, there's a bathtub. It's kind of new and modern and
Stunning.
rectangular.
Like, who doesn't
It's
want to soak
so
there,
cool.
light your candle, look at your fire, watch your program?
Right. So when you're in the bathtub, from this angle, there's a little fireplace there,
Mm-hmm.
which is just relaxing. And it probably spits out some heat, I would
Maybe,
think.
sure.
And then a TV above it for you to watch whatever you want.
Separate shower
Hallmark channel.
combo. I love the design and the look of this.
Uh-huh.
It's clean and neat, but it's open and spacious. Like they've done the skylight, like every little touch.
Oh yeah, the skylight too.
Right?
And then the videographer, Ron, is actually in the shower.
I know, that's my favorite part. I took a picture of him in the shower.
Should we
How
turn it
fun
on
is
real
that?
quick? Do they have a remote control? Because this is a house they
Like
might
the car wash
have a remote
episode.
control.
Yes, please.
This is really neat. So obviously they redid this whole
Yes.
thing.
I mean, they've gone through every room in here and redone.
I am telling you.
And they've got an eye for it. And so I love this for anybody, and let this be like anybody. If you're living in your home and you're not thinking, I need to call Kelly and sell, and you're not out there looking for houses, and you're just living in your home, we can all have this. Like, why not do a project this winter and say, I'm going to remodel my bathroom, I'm going to update my kitchen. Like, you can do things yourself. You can hire people to do them. You can get the look that you're looking for. I think we're always like afraid to take that little like step and make a change at home. We're just comfortable.
Right.
So, but do it. I mean, you might as well love the space you're in, right?
And this is one of those, like when I work at our hotel, a bathroom is more important than you think.
Yeah.
People sometimes think it's just a bathroom, but they have a really cool one that really adds to what you're doing in the home.
Improves your mood. Yes, everything.
Very nice. All right. Well, this one's on sale.
It is
On-
3742 Parkman Road, US Route 422.
Yep. Go to her website, which is
KellySoldit.com.
right, or give them a call.
Yeah, call or text us 330-717-2689. I'd love to give you the tour of this master bathroom, just like we did here.
Yes. And why not? Why not be the next person in here? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. That's another edition of Home Advantage. As advertised. I mean, it was a pretty cool bathroom.
It was.
Wasn't it?
That's like a potty party. Sorry, okay. I was saving that for when the red light went on.
Not far from Southington, Champion, Ohio.
My grandparents are from Champion.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Well, they probably went to Randy Gradishar's store.
I believe my uncle went to school with him.
I believe that too. Yeah, so anyhow, he finally makes the Hall of Fame after decades of waiting, and we were able to pull him aside and see what he thought.
I had never heard of him, and this was also one of my favorites.
that's good.
This is a special moment.
Yeah,
I love when local people.
yeah, he was a huge star.
This is a big deal.
That face says it all. From Champion High School to Ohio State to the Denver Broncos, Randy Gradishar, after being eligible for over 35 years, is finally going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
You know, that I never thought about it then. Now it's a dream come true reality.
Not too bad for someone that thought he was a better basketball player than a football player at Champion.
I mean, Champion High School had about 100 people watching our little country high school football team playing football. We had more people watching basketball than we ever had watching football. And then all of a sudden I'm going to Ohio State, and my parents are having taken the advantage of going to this Ohio State, meeting a coach guy named Woody Hayes, going to a stadium where there's 83,000 people playing football.
At Ohio State, Gradishar started for all 3 years. Remember, freshmen weren't allowed to play varsity, and Woody Hayes called him the best linebacker he ever coached.
Going into my senior year in college, there were some pro scouts coming around, and they were watching practice, and a couple of them said, "Hey, Randy, you're pretty good. You can get drafted in the NFL." I said, "That'd be cool." And and again, nothing thinking about NFL, nothing, no desire, no dreams. Then I got drafted number 1 by the Denver Broncos, and John Ralston was the head coach, and he had called me when I was at school at Ohio State and said, "We drafted you, Denver Broncos, coming to Colorado."
And in Denver, Randy continued to shine, using his brains more than his brawn.
You had to figure out where you were going, and that was part of all I call the mental part of the game. Is each and every down, whether it's first, second, or third down, you were trying to figure out what they were going to do, what the quarterback was doing, who's getting the ball. And I got pretty good at reading once the ball was snapped, had a very, very good idea where the ball was going to go and who was going to get it, kind of thing, and then making tackles.
He started at inside linebacker, the leader of the vaunted Orange Crush defense that took the Broncos to their first Super Bowl.
That was just an explosion of in Colorado, because the Broncos started in 1960, and for 17 years, the Broncos usually lost more games than they won. And then all of a sudden, in 77, we're 12-2. Just always keep thinking about what Colorado was like, all the fans and all the people supporting the Broncos over the years, and now finally getting into at least a Super Bowl.
Gradishar retired back in 1983. You have to wait 5 years until you're eligible to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. But 5 became 10, 10 became 20, and then 30, and still no call.
It took 35 years, and after about 15, 20, 25 years, I thought, well, I should be considering, so I was thinking more about it. But then, all of a sudden, it's 35 years, and, I don't know why it kind of took so long.
But in January, his day finally came. The Broncos actually tricked him into coming to their facility to give him the ultimate surprise.
Welcome to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, class of 2024. You're so deserving of it. I'm happy for you. Let's go.
I believe in God, and say, well, Lord, if it's ever going to happen, it's up to you, kind of thing. And so it was happening this year. So again, a little old guy from Champion, Ohio, and then going to Ohio State, and then playing 10 years with the Denver Broncos, and waiting for a while. I feel very blessed in order to be even considered, and now they're telling me that I'm number 373 players that are selected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and that's a pretty select group of people. So if you think of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and all the years that they have done, had the Hall of Fame, along with the thousands of young athletes who have gone through there, and I'm number 373. It's pretty special.
Oh, thank you. Go. Oh. God bless you. Thanks for being here, man. That is great.
And the outhouse on this property, are like that big shed. I don't even know what to call it.
Yes, it's an outbuilding.
Yeah,
it's a workshop garage. Yes, storage building.
What do I call it?
Barn.
That is not it. It's not an outhouse.
Not an outhouse.
Welcome back to our Best of 2024 episode out here at Casa di Canzonetta in Igloo, which is going to be available until like spring. So if you still want to book it, you can.
I think with our weather here in Northeast Ohio, I think we will get this through the end of March.
Yeah, I think it's a good move.
It snowed on my birthday, April 18th.
I believe
Let's not talk about that. It's my birthday technically today.
It is.
We'll just keep celebrating. Okay, so I was watching this at my friend's house. It's a sport called power slap. And it was funny and appalling and weird all at one thing.
And when he sent us the
Watch
text
the guys or
message,
the girls?
See, it was the guys, but the girls are fun too.
Oh my gosh.
I thought he was joking when he sent the text message about this
Then
story.
the world champion is from Salem.
What? I know.
Yeah, so I had to pull him aside, and that was one of my favorites from 2020.
Was he punchy?
He was just fine. I asked him. What's the fastest growing sport in the world right now? It's power slap. Men do it. Women do it. And tens of millions of people are watching it. In YouTube's top shorts watched right now, 6 of the top 10 videos are power slaps. And of course, we have a local connection.
John the Machine Davis, power slap middleweight champion of the world.
That's right, the middleweight champ went to West Branch High School and lives in Salem. Before he was the Machine, John Davis was working in a machine shop, looking into trying amateur MMA fighting when he stumbled across this about 2 years ago.
In the same forums, an ad popped up about 3 or 4 times for slapping for money. And of course, at first I kind of blew it off, and I like everyone else had seen the videos from Russia. But once I commented on it, I ended up connecting with someone, and the next thing you know, I'm in Vegas at the very beginning before anyone else even knew what was going on yet.
John started as a heavyweight, then dropped to middleweight, worked his way through the qualifiers and up the ladder of this new, exciting, and polarizing sport.
In all reality, if you're not able to take a hit, this isn't going to be a sport for you. Being, like I said, I've not taken a whole bunch of hits, but knowing from being younger, the years of being rowdy, playing football, and all sorts of fun stuff, I knew I was at least able back then to take a hit, so it was just a test at the beginning of this to find out.
Did your friends or family think you were completely nuts?
Yeah, but for the most part, everybody who actually knows me were like, that's insane, but we're not surprised that that's what you're going to do. So it was, if the shoe fits, I'll wear it.
Forget about shoes. The Machine is wearing a championship belt these days.
I'm not much of a gambler, but when I went to Vegas, I decided to gamble on my chin, and that was where I found out at the very beginning. I went out there and won by first round KO after I took a hit and was able to come back and deliver a better one.
Sure, this sport kind of looks like a street fight, but there are techniques and rules that you have to follow.
You have to make sure that your hand is flat, because there's cameras watching from above, referees watching from the side. There's all sorts of views that they're going to constantly be going back for. So your hand can't be open like that. You can't cup. It needs to be as straight as possible. And then there's a window through here where your chin line is, up in front of the ear. If your hand's huge and your fingers end up going back there, it's kind of part of the game that we're playing, so you have to deal with that. But the window you want to land in is here, and you want to land completely flush with your hand. So if you can land clean as hard as possible and then follow through almost like a McDonald's arch is how I like to try and describe it. Just up and through and over, so that way as soon as you connect, they're on the way down before you even look back.
That's half the battle. But getting hit and knowing it's coming is a big part of it too.
It's no different than when you're bracing yourself to take a football hit. There's going to be impact, and you're gonna want to be able to absorb and move through at the same time. By that point, I'm already losing my marbles up there inside my head. The walkout song starts, and I'm walking up there, and that's the point of no return. You can't, what am I going to do? Turn around and run away? Not a chance in heck that's going to happen. So as soon as I get up there, it's a different side of myself. That's definitely the competitive side. And then, letting the animal out of the cage, because you can go up there and be as crazy as you want. And I'd say that's really going to be helpful in the long run.
So far, there haven't been any serious injuries reported across the sport, and John's been fortunate to escape unscathed as well.
You know, you get medical check, they make sure you're good to go. If they have any concerns, they'll send you to the hospital that night and then check on you the next day. So it's not like anyone's getting left out in the parking lot if they do have an issue. I could get hurt doing anything. I could get hurt at work. I could get hurt getting out of bed in the morning. So that's the kind of thing that I know the risk that I'm taking at this point. And, the same as people who box or do MMA or any sort of, mixed martial arts or even wrestling, you know there's a good chance that something could possibly go wrong. And the only thing you can do is be prepared to come back from that.
His story is exciting and motivating to plenty of people out there. A small town kid doing big things all around the world.
I grew up in Homeworth, Ohio, in a tiny little farm town about 15-20 minutes from Salem. So no one from out there, or even from Salem or the Alliance area where I'm usually around, no one's really done a whole lot at this level, I would say, to get out of where we are from. So pretty soon we're supposed to be going over to Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia. So I'm sure I'm going to be one of the few people from this general area who have ever get to experience something like that, hopefully in the near future.
The machine still works at that machine shop these days, but he's hoping to make this a living someday soon. At the age of 31, he isn't ready to stop the slapping anytime soon, and is looking forward to more great things instead of looking back at his current accomplishments.
I think that's something that when time passes more, I'll probably be a little more grateful for, especially with the opportunities that are coming with all of this. But at this point in time, I enjoy it by all means. But I know that I have to keep working hard to be able to maintain that status, because I don't really plan on falling off anytime soon. And I would like to have an undefeated middleweight career by the time I'm done.
Power Slap Middleweight Champion of the World, John the Machine Davis.
There
you go.
Just kidding. Slap. What? No.
That's
They
a slap
lined
tap.
up from back here with the powder on their hands and everything.
I could line up a few people from this year that I would slap. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I have two.
I have a couple on the list. Anyway, I digress, and I want to leave us with this unbelievable story about a man who has dedicated his life to the Hubbard Fire Department and the city of Hubbard, where I live, and he is somebody to be celebrated not just today, but every day. And Ron Stanish, this one's for you.
It's been a part of my life for the last 35 years. And I really never wanted to work any other place but here. It holds a special place in my heart.
In the heart of Hubbard, where the pulse of community safety beats strongest, a quiet celebration is underway.
This community, the individuals working here are most important to me.
After an astonishing 35 years of unwavering service, Fire Chief Ron Stanish of the Hubbard Fire Department has finally achieved a milestone, one he has most certainly deserved: full-time status.
We went to the board. I went to the board and requested we need to go full-time. So we did a lot of research. We put on a levy. And this past Memorial Day was our first shift for full-time.
For more than 3 decades, Chief Stanish has been the guardian of Hubbard's safety, often balancing his responsibilities as fire chief with a full-time job elsewhere. His journey began humbly as a young volunteer eager to make a difference in his hometown.
Originally, the Hubbard Volunteer Fire Department was founded in 1875. So we have a long history of dedication and service to this community. Through the years, our department was one of the best volunteer departments around. You would fight to get trucks out the door. As far as people getting on the trucks, we would get 4 trucks out the door, no problem. It was always an honor to be on the first truck and trying to have good response times.
Through the years, Chief Stanish juggled his dedication to firefighting with other obligations, including a full-time maintenance job, but his commitment to Hubbard never wavered.
Since 2012, when I became chief, I would work a full-time job, roughly anywhere between 50 and 60 hours there a week. And then you come here after work and you work till some nights 8, 9, 10 o'clock doing this position. Along with that, you answer calls all through the night, 24/7. And it just became too much. So it came down to one or the other. And this has been a passion of mine for 35 years, so this is the one I chose.
And the people of Hubbard made that choice possible.
The board and this community made it possible, which is, it's an honor to do this job and have the community support. They realize the need and they passed the levy.
As Chief Stanish reflects on his journey from volunteer to full-time fire chief, his gratitude is palpable.
The first month I was doing this job, I've dedicated so much time to my job during the day and this job that once I got this position here, I didn't know quite what to do. I mean, I was still working 60 hours, 65 hours a week. I'm just trying to get everything in place for full time. And it's still a busy job. Less stress? I wouldn't say that. But I am learning to do things for myself now. It gives me a little bit more time to spend with my family. Over the last 12 years, they have paid the price for my dedication here. And the support from them is, it's a good feeling.
Kudos.
Such a
Chief.
wonderful man.
Yeah.
Just can't say it enough. And anyway, just great stuff.
All right, we're ready
That's
for the big 2025.
ValleySpotlight.com, CasaDeCanzonetta.com, KellySoldIt.com, SteelLight.com. I got all the .coms.
Yes, a lot of .coms.
Go and, hey, welcome to Brightspeed Fiber Internet in 2025. We're super glad to have them on board. We'll be sharing stories that makes Warren bright in
I just signed up for
2025.
it.
Did you really?
I did.
Well, there you go.
I
So welcome to the gang, you guys. And we're going to have a retro commercial for someone we lost.
Oh, raise your hand if you like Richard Simmons.
I'm going to raise all the hands.
We lost him in July. That's our show. See you next time on Valley Spotlight.
See you next time.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
It's salad at the Andersons.
Yeah.
On, please, hurry. Hurry.
Ta-da! You salad killers, try my brand new great tasting salad dressing in a spray bottle. 1 calorie a spray!
Introducing Richard Simmons Salad Spray. Only 1 calorie per spray.
Your salads will never be the same!
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.